bitches.
Listen, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. Listen. We talking practice. Hey, this is Matthew Harvey here with the 12 o'clock siren recording live at the 903 Broadband Studios at the Cowboy Corner on the southeast side of the downtown Leonard Square. On my left hand is James Scrapple Hartley.
I want to be honest, Scrapple sounds delicious.
Scrapple is delicious.
Now,
We just got off a hot conversation about Scrapple.
I want some now.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Pig loaf.
Pig loaf.
So what is Scrapple?
Dawn Chokov of New Jersey, now relocated to Leonard, was discussing Scrapple with us.
Yep.
And we looked it up. Known by the Pennsylvania Dutch name panhaas or pan rabbit, traditionally a mush of pork scraps and trimmings combined with cornmeal and wheat flour, often buckwheat flour and spices. The mush is formed into a semi-solid congealed loaf, and slices of the scrapple are then pan-fried and served. And like I said, it came with an apple butter, and oh my lord, pork and apple obviously goes together very well, and this dish is not excluded.
Did you ever heard of the book The 5 Love Languages?
Yeah.
I think they should make 6 because Scrapple might be my love language.
I thought you were going to say pork, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, scrapple would be it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should holler at Blue Bonnet and see if they can make some scrapple.
Yeah.
Or make pig loaf. I guess that's what we're asking for ultimately, is congealed pig loaf.
20 years from now, when the second generation of the Siren hosts are talking about what we'll have our own form, and it'll be called pig loaf.
So what were the keys to success in the early days of the Siren? Well, pig loaf was big.
Played a big part in season 2. You know,
a one-legged cow herder, I believe, had a lot to do with it.
There was some quotable quotes from last week's episode too. With John. And his wife Sabrina.
Oh, what was it? Yep. John Sabrina.
I don't know. I didn't have a pen, so I didn't write them down. I have to go back and listen to the episode, but there were several that made me chuckle.
Yeah.
So
I do recall that.
So what's been going on, dude?
I've not been recycling. I hate to say it.
I need to step my recycling game up.
Dawn was talking about recycling with us, and she's doing better than I will say. I do keep some cans from time to time, but we don't have the recycling thing, though.
I had a thought, too. I didn't want to say it. She was talking about selling her New Kids on the Block memorabilia, and I just had this really sad image that on the other end of the eBay transaction, it was like Donnie Wahlberg, like doing lines, you know. And
should have said that.
You know, because he's wondering why people are selling off the memorabilia, and he didn't want it to sit there.
And he's embarrassed that his stuff's out there.
So he's just all geetered out on coke and, you know, irrelevancy. Oh, I don't know. I mean, he's a new kid on the block. I would assume he does.
Yeah.
So wasn't he the bad boy?
No, I thought he's married to Jenny McCarthy.
That still sounds like he might have a drug problem.
It didn't excuse his drug problem.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you made it sound like he might be down or something.
No. But wasn't he known as, like, the bad boy?
He was the bad boy of the New Kids on the Block, I believe so, yeah.
So
so you're probably right.
Yeah,
he's probably
just trying to put my
he also lives in Hollywood, so he's probably geetered out on coke.
That's true. But he did play First Sergeant Carwood Lipton in the 2001 series Band of Brothers, and he did a fabulous job. So anyway, shout out to
Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah. And he's the brother of Mark, so there's probably some sort of inadequacy feelings. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of a fan of Mark Wahlberg, though. I have to say, I like him as an actor.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. So, I like the fact that he's from Boston and he played a Texan in Lone Survivor and didn't try to affect a Texas accent or anything like that. Matter of fact, I saw Marcus Luttrell on Joe Rogan, and he said that he was like, "Man, just be you, being me."
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of interesting.
I don't know if I've brought this up before, but Matt and I stayed at the hotel in Boston that he stayed with the. Stuffed the teddy bear in
Oh
Ted
yeah,
when they go to a hotel.
that's funny.
Years later, Matt and I were, or I was watching at least, and I saw the name of the hotel we stayed at. I'm not even going to mention it. It's in the movie. Go watch it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Holy Matt, that's the hotel that's the room we stayed at.
I don't even want to advertise
That's
that movie
my pillow."
though. It was profane.
It was, yeah.
It was funny, but
It's a funny movie.
it is. I never saw the second one though.
I can't say that I have.
Yeah. Anyway,
It is funny.
so are we officially out of COVID? You think?
It kind of seems that way.
Yeah, I mean, like at
Everybody
work,
seems to be acting that way. The media is telling us we're out of it. Not
Yeah.
out of it, but coming out of it,
yeah, I mean,
which is coincidentally Pride Month.
speaking
So I'm
of
not quite
coming
sure
out,
if that was strategic or not.
probably everything's
Shout out
manufactured
to
these
Pride
days.
Month.
Yeah, hey,
We have
do
an
your
equal,
thing.
we have an equal sign on the Roadcaster up here.
Yeah, this is the month we, you get to change your sign and pretend.
I don't know if you noticed my soundboard,
It's very festive.
but it is all the colors of the rainbow.
It is. So there's your Roadcaster soundboard, Pride Month, sponsored by Pride Month. What else was I going to say? Man, I had some. Well, speaking of coming out of COVID, like we're starting to take customers out and have people in the data center, and
Like approved by corporate or something?
Yeah, like,
where you couldn't do that before?
yeah. I mean, well, and a lot of just customers weren't comfortable, right? Like I've always kind of been like, hey, I'll meet you for a beer or whatever, But people are starting to accept invites, and it's weird. I got used to wearing a sports coat and shorts because Zoom,
Right.
Yep. So now I have to like put real pants on.
Yep.
But that's all right. I can get used to that.
Sure.
Yeah.
We were talking, maybe with Dawn, might have been pre-show, about maybe that was off camera altogether, about just being out here in Leonard and not really having to deal with a lot of the issues a lot of the whole country's going through as far as restrictions and stuff.
Yeah.
Not just Texas, but just we're a little bit more laid back.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's kind of nice.
I would say we're more laid back the whole time.
Like our experience of this as a whole is probably way better than
Hers,
the majority of the
probably.
country. Yeah.
Because she was up there in Jersey, and let me tell you, when I was up there in March and April,
Even then with the weather.
oh yeah,
And it was cold. Oh,
man, that is miserable.
not fun.
Yeah, like I said up there, I was up there in March and April for my guard duty, and man, they were still locked down when I was there, and it was hardcore. So anyway, I'm glad to be done with it. I do hate that traffic's come back.
Yeah, has it?
Yeah, like it's
Noticeably.
It's not as bad as it was yet, because I think a lot of people are just staying remote work, so that's helped a little bit, but it is definitely a little more congested on my ways to work. So
That's a sign of an economy coming back.
it is.
I'm supposed to be going to New Jersey in July.
Man,
Yeah, and I'm a little apprehensive.
yeah,
Not gonna lie.
take some masks.
Yeah, I probably need a box of them, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And hopefully people show up. That's my big concern.
yeah, you don't want to
show up
drive all
to
the
a
way up
show.
there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big risk.
Yeah,
It's paid for, but is it really worth the risk in getting there and all that? But
yeah.
I reckon so. It's the biggest show we've been to,
You get up there and
like
you sell like
historically.
7 pairs of kickbacks, and you're like, damn.
Yeah, I'll probably stay there for like another week.
Yeah,
Like they just get some enjoyment out of it, or
go pedal them on the street corner or something.
yeah.
So, man, I had a whole like list of things that I wanted to chat about, but I didn't write them down.
Well, I'll tell you what. I woke up this morning, checked a chicken coop, and found a snake underneath a hen with like eggs.
I'd had
underneath
to-
it. The chicken was keeping the snake and eggs warm. Snake had an egg in its mouth.
Oh, I'd have had to go change my clothes, man. I don't like snakes; they scare me.
I'd like to have heard myself when I saw it. I went,
Yeah, just
Or-
made a feeble noise.
It was hilarious after that because I did beat the crap out of it with a shovel
Man,
in a like a Shasta RV
like
chicken
an old
coop.
school.
Yeah, it's a chicken coop made out of an old RV. So I mean, it was probably hilarious.
Yeah.
Probably not the first time something's got beat with a shovel
In a Shasta.
inside that Shasta.
Yeah, this time it was an animal though. So
This time it was a snake
Yeah.
and deserving.
right.
Maybe not. I
Maybe
guess.
not
A lot of
deserving.
people said that you shouldn't kill the snake. What's your thought? It's eating the eggs and it's underneath chickens,
Yeah, I mean, I think if
and
it's,
there's a chicken there too.
I
Actually,
think if it's eating the eggs, it's fair
I
game.
mean,
I will
that's my eggs.
I will say I used to believe that every snake's a dead snake, should be. I have kind of switched up on that.
Softened
like,
up.
Well, like I saw a speckled king snake once a couple years ago out by my place, and you want to leave those because they eat other venomous snakes.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and also I don't mind snake if it's eating rats,
Right.
And this one probably did or
Sure,
does.
yeah.
And if it's eating chickens, I don't like that. If it's eating eggs,
Yeah,
if it's in the coop all the time and it's eating eggs, it's a problem.
That's a problem. Yeah.
So ultimately, it's got to go. And I relocated one last week, and this one he's stealing my eggs,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And the other one wasn't.
Yeah.
The other one was just coiled up in a circle and just would have done something, but there weren't any eggs.
Yeah.
So
Relocate
I
it.
say, you know what? He was done.
Mm. Well, they call them rat snakes for a reason because they do eat rats. And
Yeah,
they're not
like
bad to
spiders.
have
I'm
around.
all about spiders. I don't kill them. Let them be there. They're eating all the other insects.
See,
I don't like them. I don't like running into them. That's probably the big. We should have told Dawn about that.
Yeah, like
like
careful.
going down a dirt road and opening a door afterwards. Like you got to be careful because you're gonna get wrapped up.
Yeah. When I run in the mornings in the summer, I typically get in my truck and make the
Try
lap.
it first. That's smart.
Yeah. Well, how did I learn that?
You learned.
Yeah.
You didn't do it the first time, did you?
Yeah. It was like, what was that comedian? He said, I've changed the dynamic. He said, I'm no longer scared when I run through a spider web. I pretend that I just won a 5K I didn't know I was entering. It runs through the ribbon.
You won. You did it.
Yeah, and you hear other
Oh,
forms
that
of that joke.
feeling though.
Oh, it's terrible.
When it
And,
wraps around your head.
and you can feel like maybe it's there.
Yeah.
Oh man, you turn into like a ninja, and you're like doing the funky chicken out there. So
That should be a dance,
yeah,
like a TikTok challenge or something.
yeah. Man, you might have just made the new one. So
I wonder if you could set up a fake spider web somehow and have people walk through it and video them doing that dance naturally.
yeah, or do an actual TikTok dance.
Yeah.
Like you hit it, and then all of a sudden you're
Yeah,
shuffle
and
dancing.
then put it to like the baby,
Yeah.
right? That'd probably work.
Man, there's some funny TikToks out there, dude. There's some creative people that
Yeah.
are funny. I like it. It's a time sink, though.
Yeah, I've not delved into it. However, you send me some links that are pretty funny. I just can't devote my time to it.
It'll steal it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the funny links
Mm-hmm.
because I like to laugh.
I do, too.
But snakes this morning was not on my list of things to do. And whenever, like I've said on this show, I believe before, my parents go out of town, I take care of their animals. I find something dead or have to kill something inevitably every time.
Like this is starting to wear on you a little
I
bit.
told my wife I'm gonna have some nightmares tonight. Not
Yeah.
like I'm scared or it was terrifying, or it's just the fact that I saw a snake underneath a chicken
Yeah.
and they were just chilling there together. And it was eating its eggs. It was just something. The thought of it was.
So my
Weird.
buddy, the one that runs like ultra marathons, whatever, he was running the Arkansas Traveler 100-mile race, and he had just hit mile 75. Right, so he's got 25 miles left to go, and he's feeling good. He's like, man, my legs were under me. I was good. I was running, and it was at night. It was like 3 a.m, and his headlamp right on the trail. He looked down, and there was a copperhead, and he said he like vaulted over it, screamed and vaulted, and he was like, that adrenaline dump. He was like, I felt like crap the rest of the race. He was like, because that adrenaline just left me, and he said then I was just worn out. He's like, I basically walked the last 25 miles.
I got a similar, way less manly story for you that happened last night. As a matter of fact,
Really?
I was walking the dog, and it was about dusk,
Mhm.
about an hour and a half before dusk. And across the street is Nature Preserve, and they have a dirt road that's got a couple really rough tracks of a car.
Sure.
And I'm walking the dog along it, and I'm walking in one of the tire tracks. And in my mind, I'm thinking, look for movement. It's snakes are going to be out here. So like I'm looking. Last night I was even looking for snakes
Right.
as I'm walking, because it's very grassy. And as I'm thinking snakes could be here, I see motion in the track, and I jumped back. Do you know what it was? It was a crawfish.
Really?
Yeah, like looking directly at me with its claws up in the air like he's doing the Y from YMCA.
Like, come at me?
Come at me, dude. The dog didn't see it, walked over it 3 times, didn't see it, but I saw it move, and it caught my eyes move because I'm just looking for any motion. I don't want to step on a snake.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And this damn crawfish scared the pee out of me.
yeah.
20 feet later, happened again. Exact same situation.
Like a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Man,
Bizarre.
I had a moment. It's been a while, but I was out. Like I don't even remember what I was doing, but I was outside my house, and there was a stick. I had cut some cedar branches, and one was kind of like through the fence a little bit, and I walked by it, and it tugged at my jeans just a little, and I looked down, and it looked like a snake. And dude, I made an unmanly sound.
I've made a solid practice of if I see like one of those branches that looks like a copperhead, you know, with that moss on it,
Yeah.
that I'll just take something else and hit it.
Yeah.
Even if I can see like it's got legs,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hitting it with a stick.
Right.
I'm not touching it with my hand yet.
No,
I'm a sissy.
I learned 2 things when that thing tugged on my my jeans. Was one, my voice can get higher than it should, and I can still make an athletic movement when I need to. You know, like I would have broke somebody's ankles if I'd had a basketball. You know, like I cut away there. But, man,
that's funny.
Yeah, there is nothing like people getting scared to laugh at, though. Like going back to TikTok, I follow a guy, 2 dudes actually that do this. One's called the Arkansas Bushman, and he dresses up like a bush, and people coming out of the bank or whatever. Golly,
doesn't get old. I've paid a guy for that,
dude.
twice.
I just watch them over and over.
Yeah. I got a good one of Garrett doing that in San Francisco.
That guy got me. He
Yeah.
got me in San Francisco. And he's not even dressed as a bush. He just kind of has like one in front of him. It's like the worst disguise ever.
He's got a small branch that and I think he's already wearing like dark, green clothes anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
He blends in with a trash can.
But, I'm just kind of like doing my thing. I walk around the corner. Next thing I know, something's jumping at me. And I'm like, ugh.
Bushman.
I'm like throwing Ashley in front of me.
Give me $1.
Yeah.
You owe me $1 now.
I'm like, how
what,
is
man?
this?
I was just walking. You scared me.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Scare videos are great.
They are great.
Slip videos are great. Like slip and fall.
Oh, yeah.
Trip and fall.
Especially the ones on ice that try to save it.
Oh, yeah.
And it just prolongs the inevitable.
You seen the ice videos where it's like 15 people in a row after school or something? They all hit this one patch. The dude can't hold himself together. He's laughing so hard, and everybody hits the exact same way. He just can't keep it together.
Well, I know I'm doing the rest of the evening of this podcast. Oh, man.
It's good stuff.
It is good stuff, man. We were talking to her, and she said she's not really a foodie, and I find that a shame.
Offensive.
Yeah, like I was on board. I was like, man, I like this lady, but then she's like, I'm not a foodie, and I'm like, there it is.
I knew there was something.
Yep. That's what I'm excited about coming out pre-COVID. Everybody getting back to the Dallas food scene's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to get back out there and get into it.
We visited. Speaking of food, the Rye's got they've got a trailer at Tups.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you can get like some tacos and smaller plates there.
Nice.
It was good. We went on trivia night to Tups.
How was it?
It was fun.
Was it?
We didn't go to play trivia or anything. We just went for a few beers and food, mainly to try the food, to be quite honest. And they have seltzer on top.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Really?
They had red drink.
Really?
Oh, my Lord.
What is it?
Like, not Kool-Aid.
Sure.
But like red drink and purple drink. They didn't have any purple drink on tap, though. At that point, they were out. But red?
Is it alcoholic?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dangerous.
Really? Yeah.
I'd stop in for one if I were you.
What's I will try that.
They were doing trivia, and it was a lot of fun.
What's a drink, alcoholic in nature, that you occasionally enjoy that's kind of outside your wheelhouse?
Oh man, I should have a bunch right here. There's a few. My wife makes fun of me for a bunch of them.
Really? I'm a fan of craft cocktails, man. I just am.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not a fan of the cocktail, I like trying them.
I've always done a White Russian or a Colorado Bulldog.
Yeah.
After as a dessert drink.
Colorado Bulldog has Coca-Cola in it, right?
Tall with a Coke, I think. Tall with a little Coke.
That's
how I made it.
I tried, or not tried. I've had them before, but I'm not really like a gin guy. But I've kind of recently dabbled, and I was at Moxie's yesterday with a partner meeting, and they had this just gin and tonic, but it's made with like cucumber vodka or cucumber gin, and they put cucumbers in it. I was kind of like,
Yeah.
I feel fancy. Had to put my fancy shoes on.
I had my favorite gin in England, actually where we got engaged, which the place was it was like
you need the symphony music for that.
Oh yeah.
He got engaged in England.
Oh yeah. Well, just wait.
Yeah.
It was a B&B above the largest gin selection in the world.
Nice.
Bar.
Interesting.
Coincidentally.
Yeah.
But we had drinks down there, and they had a strawberry rhubarb
Okay.
gin that was phenomenal. And I'm not a gin drinker either.
Probably can't get it
My
over here,
wife's not
can you?
either. No.
Of course not.
Tyler tried at
Really?
Chubb's when he
Yeah.
was there. He couldn't get it. But yeah, it was a very, and that's a English flavor,
Yeah.
if there ever was one.
Man, that
So yeah, it
sounds
was
good.
good stuff.
I'd like to try it.
Yeah, world's largest selection of gin. They had a ton of bottles.
I tried a gin one time
It was a
down
small
in
place too.
Addison. It was very, I don't know, how would you describe it? Like very botanical. It was very like flowery. It was weird. Yeah.
Floral.
Floral. That there you go.
Yeah. Botanical too.
Sure, why not? Sounds fancy.
Same thing.
Yeah. Well,
Where are we going from there?
probably home to watch like scare videos.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm looking. What are you doing this weekend? How about that?
This week, well, there's that music festival in McKinney. We had not dabbled, but discussed going.
Yeah.
My wife and I, but I don't think we are.
It's probably gonna rain.
Yeah, rain just got me down.
Man, it won't stop.
It's been pretty today.
We're going camping. We're
Oh,
taking
cool.
the RV up to Texoma.
Texoma?
Yeah.
Y'all going to the Air Force Base?
No, we're
Close.
going to Juniper Point. It's like a state park or something up there.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, a couple years ago I ran that marathon up there. It starts there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
We saw Ed Burleson at the Rock Yard last week.
How was that?
That was good.
Was it?
Yeah. Good time. Show was good.
It's cool.
Packed house.
I haven't been up there in a while. Just been gone and been busy. Speaking of the Rock Yard and pizza, I almost made a joke about like we have a lot of pizza but no good pizza, and I realized that like that would probably offend because I eat everybody's pizza here, so I'm a big fan of the pizza. But so if you ever hear me say anything like that, I'm just making an appropriately timed joke.
Where do you think the worst pizza you ever got was? Like a 7-Eleven or something. You know, like the really terrible ones that have been sitting there. The 7-Eleven by your old house, maybe.
Yeah.
Might be up there.
Yeah, but I've also gotten some really good food there, though. I don't know if it was because it was 4 a.m. and they
Well,
gave
I'm
it to us
talking
free.
about like the stuff that you're like, this is delicious. And it's really the worst
Yeah.
thing that you've ever eaten.
Probably that 7-Eleven in Paloma Creek. Yeah.
That one comes to mind.
Yeah, it does. But I've been in there in some compromising states, so I don't really know what's right. But
You're like Homer and Apu.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I'm gonna go with that. What about you? Same.
No, yeah, that's what that comes to mind.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad slice.
I got a really good slice in New York once, like from a street vendor.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was really that good or if I just felt like I was doing a New York thing, you know,
Yeah.
folded it. I never
Yeah.
fold my pizza, but I folded it,
Sure.
you know. Yeah. So anyway,
Dude, we're going to Austin for a a Red Band show. Did I say on the last one?
I don't know if you said it. You told me after the show. I know that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
My
jealous
birthday
of that.
weekend's coming up.
It
July
is.
3rd. I mean, I say birthday weekend, July 4th weekend.
Right.
So they're doing a show on a Thursday.
Not only is it your birthday,
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, what I'm
it's
saying.
our Independence Day.
Well, it happens to be on Saturday too.
That's going to be cool, man.
Making a weekend out of it, somewhat.
You're going to have to wade through the homeless down there.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, Joe Rogan interviewed the mayor of Austin, which was I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet, but it was an interesting beginning.
I saw some clips. I haven't watched the episode, but
talk about it. Chatter.
There's actually quite a bit of talk about the homeless thing, but he also kind of hits him on the like, hey man, you told everybody to stay home while you were in Cabo. And he was like, yeah, that was a misfire. He was like, I was out there. He said I should have waited till I was back. The optics were poor. I mean, he kind of owned it.
There yet.
Yeah, he kind of owned it. So
I didn't know what his tenure had been and what he's been through. Like the first bit, he was talking about all the crap he's gone through.
Yeah,
with the dams breaking and like 200-year storms and the bombs. I forgot about the bombs.
Yep, the bombs. Yeah.
That one I forgot about. I was like, oh god, that is kind of to be mayor too.
Yeah, you know, and he's like, what?
In a city with a governor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who's really in charge here?
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, no, man, Austin's great. I wish they could kind of get the homeless thing under control. What I hate about having that discussion is there's no right answer because you want to be empathetic, right? Like there's people there that need help, and I don't know how to fix that problem.
What I took away from it, and one thing that stood out was the hospital bills.
Yeah.
For I think it was $250,000 per person, and there was like 150 or so repeat offenders, but repeat problems.
Frequent flyers.
Frequent flyers is what they called it. Yeah. I was like, good Lord, $250,000. So $250,000 in taxes. Do you know how many people that takes?
Yeah.
As producers to accumulate that.
I know, and like it sounds
individuals or big business that's their check.
It sounds kind of crappy, but like you say, well, they're people, they're deserving of dignity, they have rights. But, the general public has rights too, and they have a right not to be like harassed when you're walking down the street with mental illness.
Right.
And, so.
Yeah.
There was some dude on Rogan the other day that talked about, he was like almost assaulted. And he just ran away. He was like, I'm not a martial artist like you, Joe, but he was like, so I just ran away. And Joe was like, actually, that's probably the best thing you can do. He's like, leave the ego out of it. He was like, just, if you can get away,
Are you
get away.
still alive talking and have your cell phone with your wallet or whatever?
Exactly what Rogan said. He was like, you made the right choice.
Yeah. You didn't lose.
Yeah, but he was very self-deprecating. He's like, I'm really a wimp.
But that crazy dude's still out there being crazy and homeless.
Yeah, and like no accountability, you know?
That's where it is, accountability.
Yeah. So, anyway, well, I enjoyed it, man.
Yep, that was a good one.
It's 2 weeks in a row. I'm glad we had a little bit of a break there. So,
yeah,
we'll see if we can get something scheduled next week.
Back at it.
Yeah.
See y'all later.
Later.